Hi, guys that are just popping in. Sorry, I'm having a little camera problem. It's wanting to be loose here. So I'm just getting this set up. Okay. Hi, Jan. Hi, everyone. Like I said, sorry. I just had some camera. It's wanting to be loose on me. So there we go. I think we're all set up and ready to go. I'm going to finish the cover with you tonight. And hi, Sherry. And then I had started the inside. Of course, we did this part together. Remember, we did this part together. So that's done. And then we need to do, I'm just going to do this part with the frame and where I add. So we're going to do that. So we're going to start here. And I've had a lot of you already post your videos that you have actually gone through and did all the matting on yours. It's very straightforward. So I'm not going to be doing the matting of the inside of the book with you. And we're going to do this because this is kind of the most important. Everybody is wanting to see. And the frames are back in stock. So the Prima frames are back on stock. Hi, Patricia. Patricia, I'm so glad you're here. I know you're exhausted. Shaker domes. Now you get 4 of the domes in a package and they fit. So they are, and this is great because you can get, so let me get the little ones. I meant to grab those. And you know, I have to tell you, I have a case of the missing everything. So we're not going to show you everything I touch today becomes a missing object. The small ones do fit in there. And actually I have the small ones and the frames floating around somewhere. I can't find them. Hi, Caroline. So let's just go ahead. These are the memory decorative frames, petite round. You get 2 of them. I don't know where the other one is. And the Sizzix. So our Sizzix domes are the 3.5 by 3.5. There's 4. And now watch this. Isn't that the coolest thing? Isn't that just the coolest? It fits right in there. And then we're going to actually use our foam tape on the frame. So depending on what you like to use, I've got my foam strips. And I do have, they better not have gone missing, the shakers. There they are. And I'm going to use the Fairy Sparkle. They have some gold color in there. And I'll tell you, this is going to last a long time for you. And these are now back in stock. So if you've been waiting, yours are going to go out if they were back ordered. And they're just the memory hardware. And I have a puppy that's just a whining. And he's going to get in his, he started this whining phase, Homer. And then the Prima flowers. And these are called Sharon's Eve. They are in the store. And of course, they've showed these more than once. The flower and branch charms. I love these. I think they're just gorgeous. They're so elegant. So we're going to start with the inside first. I kind of missed that one. That's one reason I'm like, I'm obviously in no state of mind to go through. Let me move my mouse so I don't have a problem. And mat, my book. Do you ever get in those moods? You start matting and all of a sudden you're like, well, I messed that one up. Well, that's kind of what we're going to wait to do the matting. Now, one thing I did use, this is from Doodlebug. It's the Doodlebug glitter paper. You'll see I use that in just a moment. But, 'cause, 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 You need those little kind of parts that come with your collection. Oh, and the 12 by 12 Spring Awakenings is back on the website. So that was picked up at the printer today. I've used so many of these frames. These are the ones I have left because I used them. These are the Simple Stories frames. So I used them there. I used one here. Did we already put? Oh, okay. We'll do that page too. We'll do this one. And then I used one here, which I didn't have another round one. So I used a square. So the square worked very nicely. And I thought they really accent well with the paper. I'm just going to open my book here so I can see. So for this inside cover, I didn't double mat or I don't want to hit that mouse. But our cover's 8.5 by 8.5. I'll leave that guy out because I need him. And I did see that some of you made the album but used a different paper collection, and I love that because you don't have to use what I'm using unless you really want to use what I'm using. So I'm looking for my pink one in here in my paper. And because this is my second album out of this, I might not have a piece of that one left. I might have to go with a different color on the inside, and that's just fine. I've got the blue that is just gorgeous. And we've got, I don't want to use a stripe because I want to really accentuate the frame. There we go, actually. So I am going to go ahead and go with the pink. And I'm going to make sure I got the florals. Hi, Doris. So 8 3/8 by 8 3/8. You didn't miss much. So I'm going to cut this down to 8 3/8 by 8 3/8. Now, I had some more of this lace. It came in, I put it in the store, and it sold out. So there is more coming. It's just a really dainty little scallop, but there is more coming. I don't want to smash my dome. And I do want to ink my edges. Hi, Linda. How is everybody? So we're going to finish. I'm going to finish up the cover with you and then the walkthrough. So I did the walkthrough. You can go follow the walkthrough if you want a mat similar to mine. And next Thursday, we're going to start on those cards with, and I'll show you the cards. And we've got a cards and box. So it's also going to be a really nice, it'll be a great Mother's Day gift. And I'll show you that at the end. And then I won't be live for 2 weeks because we have our event here in Utah that starts on the 27th. And then it goes through another basically week. We'll still have designers and different friends here. So let's see. Oh, you could run. Yes, you could run satin ribbon through it. It'd be absolutely gorgeous. So the next 2 weeks, I won't be live. Now, I believe Bonnie was going to be live maybe tomorrow. And again, she'll be live next week and then not again for 2 weeks because she'll be here in Utah. It's kind of exciting. We don't get to see Bonnie often these days. But now that the border's open, we should see her more often. And we have some other Canadian friends coming, so. Yeah, I'm going to put that up in the corner, even though it is kind of a, see, the paper would be upside down on the other side, but it doesn't look upside down. And I love it up in the corner. I know, I'm really excited because there's so many well, you're not really like new, but it's your first time to an event. And so really looking forward to meeting everybody. Hi, Renee, that we haven't met before in person. We always meet here in Facebook. I know, not the same. And in virtual retreats. So it's going to be really fun. Now, I did put the frame, and what I do is I do leave it open. We'll glue it just a little bit, but I wanted to dress it up. So I'm going to use this red line. So if you have a red line tape, but you know what, you can use score tape. It is a little bit more tacky. I've never really found much difference. Well, it's a plastic. Score tape is a paper. That's basically what the difference is. Oh yeah, by the time we are done with group hugs, Caroline, no, number one, you can't talk after an event because you've laughed so hard. So I have to show you something. We are putting, if you're using the lace like I am, we have to be careful because it can interfere with sliding a picture in. So we'll check it though before we glue anything down. And so I just put my lace top and bottom just to give it a little more frilly look. And then let's take or anything you want. It kind of sounds like I have a naughty dog down the hall, I'm afraid. Okay, that looks like it's not going to get in the way of the tape of my photo when I go to add a photo. So doesn't that look better? It just really takes that plainness away. And we'll do that to the bottom. Hi, Jennifer. That's okay if you're late. We're not really ever late. So let's trim that down. So see, it just adds a little bit there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add now adhesive to the bottom and halfway up the sides so we can still slide a photo. Another thing you could do is just do the bottom here and the bottom at the top, and you can leave the sides open. So it's totally up to you. If you're going to leave the sides open, so leave yourself where the opening is, just glue. So I'll do it too. I'm just going to glue then from where my frame is in the center here. And the same with over here. And I'll just do it down here on the bottom. And we'll have to put and then we'll put the picture in from the side. Well, let's let it dry. Let's grab some clothespins. So we're going to have to hold this for a moment. Hi, Lynn or Nicole. I know better than that. And then see, you can just place your photo through the sides. But we have to hold this for just a moment. I don't know why. Well, it's sitting on my lace. I have the glue sitting on the lace, so it doesn't want to dry. And it might be getting some hot glue on it. But while that is drying, let me get something heavy. Kind of like my hot glue gun. Let's just set that there. So we're going to let that dry while I work on the frame here for a moment. So what will happen is this piece, I will take this back off and it will hold this right down to the book. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead with my, you didn't know I was live? Okay. I'm going to grab my foam tape. I do take both sides off because I notice it bends better. Yeah, and it may not want to stick. So use your glue. We may have to use our hot glue. Go around this edge. And this is not a quick process. Okay, because we kind of have to hold things as the glue dries as we're working around these different materials. That's okay. It will catch. I am taking 2 at a time off. So it's about 1/2 inch. But if you just have squares, that's okay too. This is going to be different than if you were just making your own shaker, because this is what's going to hold in all your shaker bits. So if you just have dots to put around here, that's okay. Those will work too. So like a shaker element, I'm not concerned about, gaps, because nothing's going to get out. And nothing usually likes to stick when you want it to. But your art glitter glue will work on this. Let's use these instead. But this is better than trying to stick it onto the dome, I found out. And your art glitter glue won't dry as fast, so I'm just going to go all the way around so it's nice and ready. It just wants to stick to me and not where I want it. I might become part of my project. Stuck to it. Okay. I don't need as much. And so, see, it doesn't like to bend when you don't take the paper off. Okay, now that can just dry. So we'll set that aside and let that dry. You know, that would be a really good idea, Doris, but no, I didn't have that spare release sheet. I should have put that under my fingers. That would have been a great idea. Okay. Now that's had time to dry. And we're going to do just the last page. And I did the same thing with the frame, but I had a longer frame so I'm going to use the shorter frame. Since I don't have any more of these, because I've used them all in these two albums. Now I've got the blue, which I really like. Bring that down, but it's still a little bit plain, isn't it? So let's go with the 8x8 green. I used the pink like I did on the front cover before, but I think I'm going to go with the green. I do have, so this is where I use the combination of 8x8 and 12x12. Hi, Rhea, because the 12x12 I used on the cover since it was bigger. And I used the 8x8 on a lot of the pages. Yeah, we got to go pink. So your 8x8 is going to work. We just need to take off 1/8 of an inch from the width, and, well, from two sides. That's all you have to do to make it 7 7/8 by 7 7/8. And I'm just going to grab a piece of twine to wrap on the frame. I used the Prima butterflies, but I ended up using some inside of the dome, and you can see them. But you know what? Let me see if I have another package of those butterflies, because we may not have any more. Okay, I got 3. That'll work. do. I have a couple more. I have a couple more. So I'm going to put 2 in the cover because you have 6 in the package. And these are the butterfly charms. So I use the pink one on the frame. And let's do that before. Now this one has what almost looks like a hanger. Remember, I wanted to use that, but I couldn't because it would get in the way of our water faucet. So I'm going to take advantage of it. Thank you, Jennifer. The last one I wrapped around the frame itself. This one I'm just going to put it in here inside of the hanger. Hi, Diane. So it's going to go over here on the side. Let's just see where he wants to go. Yeah, it's windy here. We're sending the weather your way, Tanya, and it is very, very windy. Okay. Now I'm actually not keeping the bow. I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to bring these all up together. Hi, Vicki. I'm going to cut these so that they're just right there. And let's go ahead and ink our pages, and we can put this one down on this sheet. Well, it is going to shape up, Rhonda. So I'm glad that the weather is kind of getting it out of its system. It's supposed to straighten up the week of the event of our retreat. We do need the rain, but usually the end of April, we've got much better weather than this. Not this year. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine once the retreat gets here at the end of May. And our frame. So I'll just take the picture up from the top, and I'm just going to go on 3 sides like so, staying over to the edge, 3 feet of snow. Oh my, I'm going to center this. I'm not center it. I'm putting it over here to the left. So my flowers show. And we're going to hold this for a minute. Just checking the sides. Okay, we're good. You got, that's a lot of snow. Okay. Then from our cut aparts, we do need something up in the corner. Oh yeah, safe travel, especially down there in Georgia. Okay, so that takes care of these guys. Now inside of the cover, I did put another cut apart, but I didn't have the flower in the corner. Let's see if I have the one in here still that I used. I should have. But you can go through, decide. I had used, it's a more of a pink and green, but that is pretty cute. So don't lose them. In by snowmobile, really? Oh, the roads are closed. Wow. I had no idea you got that much snow up there. Rhonda, that's a lot of snow. We need it in Utah. We really do. This is very unusual that we haven't had the moisture, but what do you do, right? Okay, let's get our cover done. Cover, spine, and hinge. Now, I've already done some of the preparing for that because I sewed. That's where I did the sewing. And this album was pink, so this one's going to be green. And I did not do, this one has 4 layers. This one only has 2. And I'm going to give you these measurements. So if you want to have 4, then you certainly can. So my bottom layer, which was, it's the green, it has the dark green on it. What I did is I cut the stripes away. I didn't want the stripes. I cut those off so that I just had the wording. You really can't see it. But that one is 8 3/8 by 8 3/8. Okay, for my first one. The second one is the green. But on here, again, these are if you want to have all 4 layers. This one is 8 by 8. The second layer, which is the green floral like this. This is the white glitter paper that we have from Sizzix. And it's 7.5 by 7.5. And your fourth layer, which was the pink, is 7 by 7. So there's about 1/4 of an inch border on all of them so that you can see all the different colors. And then I did sew around the second layer and then on top of the fourth layer. I sew it just like paper. So if you've never sewed on paper, it's just, you sew just like on your just like on fabric. But when you're doing 4 layers, you pretty much want like a heavy duty needle. Just change your needle to a jean needle. And I do a little bit, about a 3-inch stitch, and you get that look. And on here, I did 3 layers, and I did do 3 layers again, but I changed the sizes. So this is 2 3/4 by 8 3/8, 2 3/4 by 8 3/8. So if you're writing those down, then the white glitter was 2.5 by 8. And then my middle one is 7 5/8 by 2 1/4. So you can see here, and I use that green Doodlebug glitter paper we have. So my sizing's different. I still did 3 layers. Whoops. And again, these are those Tim Holtz that Sally showed, the little snippets, I think they're called. And so is this. And I did sew around that circle. I thought it was just cute. It added to that very old vintage look. That cover is 8 3/8 by 8 3/8. And that's another one of those Tim Holtz just out of that snippet package. Okay, so I've got my one for this album cover, but it's only 2 layers. So I did an ivory artisan cardstock, and it's 8 3/8 by 8 3/8. And the top one is going to be 8 by 8. So that, and now I can put that on my cover. I'm going to use a little more glue than normal. I need to get those stitches wet. Around. Okay, we're going to let that dry. Oh, you know what? You got to have the battery in your cordless to make it work. There we go. Okay, green. So I used the same green for the bottom, and that's 2 3/4. So I cut mine the same width, 2 3/4. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, I do glue the papers together first, normal. You don't, well, I do because I don't like them to slide around. You don't have to fully glue it. Like I'll put a piece of, like for instance, I'll just add glue down the center and glue them on. I don't glue all over. If that makes sense. Not on the top layer, but this bottom layer I do glue all over. And then, yeah, but they are glued for sure. Should have let you guys know that. So thank you for asking. And then if you want more of this look, my glitter layer is 2 1/4, and it should be 8. Yep, 2 1/4 by 8. And my top one is 2 by 7 3/4. But you know, you can cut it and put it on and see if it looks how you want it to look. You can have more or less showing. I wanted more of the green showing and less of the green glitter because it is bright. When I put it up there, I realized it's pretty bright. I still liked it though. And I do like the Doodlebug glitter papers. but they are kind of messy. So I brushed mine. I'm like, that's an awful lot of glitter. Now, I know this looks really bright when you see it next to there, but the nice thing, see, when it's closed, it just has its own personality because you really don't see your book. You don't see your book like this all the time. Now, because I did sew it, sometimes you have to take extra time with pushing down because there's a lot of layers here. I like this one. Do you see how this is rounded and beveled? Yeah, this is fantastic. So I have all these in the store, but this is kind of like, it reminds me of a shoehorn. So you can really put pressure down. And let's put the back on, and then we'll decorate the front because that's going to take a little bit. So I chose the green stripes with bunnies for the back, and I just do a single layer of 8 3/8 by 8 3/8. I just did a single layer on the original one also. Have a little scallop border across here because I got it a little off. Okay. So I'm going to bring this over to the center. And now, uh-oh. Whoops. That was turned upside down. It was stuck on my desk. I got ink on there. Okay. What we're going to do is, if you have a microfiber cloth. No, the drawing's not till Saturday, guys, for the Easter, the golden. I don't know where the date for the 14th came up. I'm so sorry. No, and it's on the original post. It's the 16th. So I don't know if there was a posting by the store page or by Sally or myself, but it's the 16th. And it's going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe. I got to double. Now the time, I need to double check the time. Maybe noon. I got to see what I have it scheduled, but it's Saturday and you don't have to be present. I will post, and I'll explain it when we do the drawing. I'll post the numbers on the Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations and under the video on YouTube. And if you don't answer within 24 hours, well, the last of the golden eggs went out today, Alice. That's why, and that's why you don't have to be present to win, because some of you may not get your boxes till Monday. And so I will wait until Monday. So it's more than 24 hours. Yeah. We'll wait until Monday or Tuesday till I know all the boxes from shipping on today have been delivered. will check tracking so that you have time to check your number. So I'm going to have all the flowers up on top. And these frames can be painted. They can be gilded. You can do so much with them. So as you can see, well, there'll be a video. The video that I do, the video's not up yet, Lisa. So the video that I do the drawing from that shows up on YouTube, then down in the bottom when I'm done, I will list the video. Okay. You kind of have to decide where you want your frame to go. And I did use a microfiber cloth, but you can also use a dryer sheet because it will help. See our little plastic shakers? They like to have static. Okay, the 16th. So unless the 16th is Saturday. Okay. So you kind of have to decide where you want your shakers and how much you want. Oh, there was one thing I did first, but we'll leave those there. No, we will not leave those there. I forgot. We have to cut apart. Let me grab a sheet of paper. Set those aside. Nope, let's not put them there. And let me grab a 12 by 12, our 12 by 12 cut apart. Oh, you got it in the April email? Okay. Yeah, and they were randomly, I don't even know. In fact, nobody really knows what boxes because the orders are packed. Then the boxes are just randomly, the next person puts the eggs in. We don't even know who the customer is. We just put them in there and off they go. So I'm looking for my cut aparts. And see this window? How perfect is that? It's perfect. So I don't even really need to cut all of it. Now what we're going to do, because this is what that will go down. Our shakers will go in there. So I'm just kind of looking to see, wow, that couldn't have been any luckier. So this is where we want to decide, where do we want this to sit? I just kind of marked it with my pencil. There's my pencil mark. Oh, those two dogs are starting to act up. What happens is Wilbur lays on the stairs. He won't let Homer downstairs. So Homer sits at the top crying. Okay, no. Now I need to do this again just so I don't have any static. Oh, thank you guys. Tina, I'm so glad you liked the album cover. I liked the album cover because this window, yeah, that was one of the main elements in this paper line. Okay. Let's put these guys back on here. Now, this is a pretty, I know. Wait till you meet Wilbur. This is, oh yeah, see the static? Dryer sheets work really well. Let's get anything that's off. There we go. Nah, I still got static now. So that you can kind of hold this up and see. No, it won't be too much. If it's too much or you want less. But we need to now remove the backing. It has a nice little sticky strip, but I am still going to add art glitter glue along that sticky strip. And again, this part just takes a few extra minutes. I've got sequin there. I'm not too worried about the glue in there because it will dry clear. The domes are so wonderful. I have them in so many. I have stars. I have Christmas trees. Now Jennifer has used them in some tutorials, so love them. And the small ones and the frames. Okay. You know what I forgot? I was going to put the butterflies in here. Those two little Prima butterflies, but that's okay. Now on this, and I don't always like to use hot glue on rubber. Well, not rubber, but foam, because it sometimes melts. But on here, I have to. It's a necessity. You're gonna see smoke. I don't know if you can see that smoke. The only thing about these Ryobi cordless, these guys get super hot. Let me tell you, do not get it on your fingers, because you will learn some new choice words. But this is how easy it is. Well, Tiffany, I have to tell you, most of the crafters do bring cash. And I do believe it's for that very reason. These little guys are everywhere. See, it's nice and translucent, but look how pretty is that. I just love this. Okay, let's do some decorating with our flowers. And I'll tell you what, Prima couldn't have made a better match for the paper collection. And I did use, I have to warn you, between this and inside this book, I used a whole package. And I don't usually do that. And then this is where we're going to add those extra beads. So I used one there. Those were some different flowers. And they were just in my stash. I had left over. But I used the Prima in here. And that was the other Prima butterfly. And usually I don't use a whole package on a collection, but I did. You can see why. They're just, you have to. These are just gorgeous. The flowers really, really made this. So first of all, just put my leaves over here because I stick those in after. And I'm going to, you always have to kind of bend the flowers. I did use some G45 at the top, but I don't have any more. Those were just these little pieces I had left over. Do you guys hear Homer? Oh, that little booger. So I'm just going to lay him out first. Okay, we just kind of, they will go on a little bit different when I start gluing them. I'll show you because we're going to add a little more dimension. Just go ahead and squeeze those up. Never be afraid to kind of change the shape of your flowers. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to put him. I know. Well, Homer's a turkey. Should I put on the end? Do you know this package looks a little different than this package? I don't see any of these light ones. It's kind of weird. And it's the same flowers. But they're a little bit lighter color. Kind of weird. They're still pretty though. And then we'll go through with our leaves. And then I actually put these in here. Oh, I love these. I even purchased myself 5 packages because I used them on the wedding album. Now I've used them on both of these. I just love them. And see, these are separate. Okay, let's just get started. I didn't notice that. Oh, so the whole thing just came off. All right, let's repair that. Homer is the baby, but Homer is also, he knows how to work it, you guys. Especially with the girls when they're here working. He knows how to work it. He, oh, here we go. He's getting near Wilbur. All right, let's just keep gluing. Now, as you're gluing, see, you'll notice they kind of change. I'm able to stack them on top of each other a little bit more, squish them together so that it gives more of a fuller look. I'm going to set this one up on the frame just a little bit, and that's why I'm using the hot glue. There's no way the art glitter glue. It would dry, but it would take us a long time because I want that up on the frame, actual frame. With this lighter color. I didn't even notice. That's kind of odd. So if you get these flowers, they might be a little bit lighter than these flowers. They're still pretty though. This one heats up a little bit more. I'll stick it right to the edge of the frame. So you can see how that comes together. Super easy. Just don't be afraid to squish them together. Now we can figure out where we want the leaves. And let's see where we need some more color. I may not even use that one, but I do want a bow up here. And I'm going to use that lace. And we're just going to, so did you see how I just fold that? And this one I do want some tails. I'm not even tying it because this is really a hard one if you were to tie it. Because we're going to pinch it. And what I did with these, the towels, see, I was able to glue them. So I'm just going to take a piece of that twine that I had for the frame a second ago. I'm just going to tie it around the center. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Okay, let me go back and through. I just noticed that when Wilbur started growling, I hit mute. Okay, so what I did was, you're right, Maggie. Let me show you. I took that ribbon. We were obviously on mute. Oh gosh, how rude. And I don't, you guys must have just thought I was working in silent. I just fold it into two, well, actually 4 loops. And I took the twine and I just tied it around. I'm trying to get it here. Tied it around the center. Okay. And then it gives the look of a bow because this is kind of hard to tie in a bow, right? Oh, you heard me tying the twine. Okay. And then Wilbur was going to growl and throw a fit at Homer. So then I just added the hot glue to make my towels look like, they're just laying there. Just a little bit of glue. You don't need a lot of glue. Okay. And I do apologize. Then we're going to add our hot glue here and just tuck it. And again, it's not straight. You can see I kind of poke it in there so that it's poofy and it looks, because real leaves, some, you know, you don't always want them just to be laying there straight. Sometimes you can just go ahead and wrinkle them up a little. Yeah, Wilbur has a really, what sounds like a mean growl when he doesn't want Homer near his bed. So I put the mute on because I don't know. He's got to get broke of this. He's just been really naughty about it. And then I did add these beautiful, oh my gosh, leaves down here because those accents are just gorgeous. Aren't they just gorgeous? Love them. It just adds so much. I think these are probably some of the best embellishments Prima has come out with. Absolutely, absolutely love them. So I'll be honest with you, like glossy accents, even E6000 work really well. The hot glue isn't always my favorite for metal. So what I'm doing is I'm just cleaning it off. It's not always my favorite because metal sometimes doesn't stick like permanently. So if this happens to pop off, I'll use E6000. Let's just pop that in there. But it would never dry in time for a video. So pretty. And you know, I was really impressed. The price on these was not too expensive. So I was really happy when Prima did this. They're just beautiful. And then I chose the pearl. So it has two of the ones like this. And they, oh, let me show you. No, I chose this one that has the 5 petals. This is the 3 petal for the frame. And then I'll put the pearls around the edge. And I wouldn't get the hot glue on your dome because it will melt, possibly. Let's hold that. Now for the pearls. I love these pearls. So these are the memory hardware. These are number 2s. So on the website, they're back in stock. You have the pink and you have a cocoa brown and you've got the white, but then you've got a bunch of different sizes. So this is what I did. So this would work really well too if you had a hot pot, you know, the hot glue pot, because I just add some here. And then I just dipped it and we're going to place them down. Coordinate our colors. I mean, alternate from the pink. That one's messy. I don't want it. Again, E6000. I did have to go back on a few of them. And E6000 later because I had some pop off. Problem is the glue kind of dries quick. So if you have a pot, they do make the pot that the glue goes in, melts, and sits there, and you can just dip things. Florists use it. I really like those. So I'm just picking the pink and the brown and the white. These are really, really pretty pearls. Oh, no. Well, I will only take that I am the queen only because I know that will irritate Sally. And if it irritates Sally, then it makes it all that much more fun. Let's go ahead with one more down there. So that was pink. Now, oh, you know what? E6000 kind of stinks, but I do love E6000. Okay, now what I did is I took some of the pearls and then I'm just going to drop them here and there. Even dropped them on some of the flowers. Let's go over here to the small one. Now, when I'm done, I won't do it on the video because it makes too much sound. Take your hot, if you've got a glue gun, I mean a heat gun, or if you have even a blow dryer, and then I heat it over and it will dry up all it'll dry up all these strings. Stick a pearl in there just for added texture. Whoops. Put one inside the flower here. So that one went inside the flower. So anywhere you think you want a pearl, oh, it does. It does smell up the house. That I do agree on. Now, the only thing that I'm noticing on this cover, let me show you, versus this cover, because I had less background and more layers. See how much more plain this one looks? Yeah, this one looks more plain. So I'm really thinking that it's going to have some more flowers on it. And I'm definitely going to have to, there's got to be some more layers up here. I didn't think about that. And again, yeah, it's going to have a little bit more here at the top. Need another stick real quick. Let's fold him in half. Wow, he must be super, super sensitive for sure. Okay. So we do need to stick something else up there. So I'm going to get out all these little fun Tim Holtz things. I've already basically dumped mine. So these are called Memoir. This is going on the back. Oh, you know what? Let's add some greenery. It's got to go over here. Put that down there. And see, I just dumped mine all in. I dumped them all in, but I keep the packaging that I just took out on top because I like to remember what it is. Now that one is pretty cute. That one looks like it would go just something old. These are all those. I really never mess with Tim Holtz stuff because for me, it's hard for me to take things that don't match and put them all together. But I've learned from Sally, learned a lot that you can do it. And once you start doing it, you're like, oh, I really like this. So that's what I'm looking through here for. Because look, even something like that, we're going to try. It would add some character. There was something here that popped. I can't find it. So these are the bigger, it's just all this fun stuff that you don't think to ever use, right? And sometimes you don't want matchy-matchy. These are just cool little tidbits. There was something floral that caught my eye, and then I flipped it, and I can't find it. So let's go with those guys. Just tons of different things to look at. Old numbers, old like order number. Just stuff. That's what I call it. I tell Sally, that is just stuff. What am I going to do with it? She says, you can make anything you want with it. Well, she's absolutely right. So kind of too big. That's going on the back. So this was just a flower factory number. And those are lilacs. So just something to fill that little space up. And I do like this one. It says it's Rinky Fritz Taylors. This is not the album we're putting them on. What am I doing here? Whoops. See, that's what I meant by that black and white floral stick behind there. Kind of cool, actually. So we can go with something a little bit bigger. And I do like this Taylor's, actually, to stick back there. The Fritz Taylor's. Even the lilac seed packet. So now that I have the right cover, let me see if I can find something just a little bit bigger. Oh, so he can't use Axe or any of that stuff. Yeah. When my son used to, of course, live here when they were teenagers, I told him, don't you buy that Axe and bring it into this house. I had a headache every single time. So I am kind of looking for something that's a little bit bigger than the seed packet. Look at the nest. Okay, we've got another nest. I use that inside too, but I think we're going to put the nest on the outside. There it is. Now I've got a couple of things that'll work. And these are the memoirs. I've got tons more coming. So, look at this. The nest has got to go there. Then the 2 packets have to go here. I'm going to put the lilac on top because the pink will just blend in. So let's put some lavender. Now that's got to go right there. So this is the egg nest that is, or the bird's nest that is in Tim Holtz Packets of Memoirs. And that's the 2 seed packets. Now those can also come over here. Hi, Sharon. How are you? You can go right there. Gives it more symmetric, and then I don't have to worry really about filling up any more of that corner, because that kind of evens things out for me when I look at it. See, it gives me the 3 things sticking up because my eyes follow those, and then my eyes follow this way to the floral, and I don't need anything else up on top because now I've made a full circle basically. I hope that makes sense. No, I wouldn't even want to put something there. So now I have the seed packets. I have the bird's nest. We added some extra floral. But again, I have less paper layering. So now you can this album looks bigger, but it's not. See, they are the same size. But this album cover looks bigger because of the illusions of the paper matting. So that'll give you kind of idea of 2 different looks on the same album size cover. Of course, I did put this one up a little bit. This one's down. But how fun is that? I really like that. 2 different looks. Now, I just want to open this because I don't want to disturb stuff that's kind of still drying. And that does say Wholesale Florets. And I'm just going to put it in the middle of the bag. This one was from the Tim Holtz. And it was photographers to Her Majesty the Queen. So I'm going to go ahead and ink. You know what we're going to do first. Wrong lid. So I'm going to put my shaker lid on before that goes everywhere. Put all that Tim Holtz away so it doesn't go everywhere. And let's just grungy up the edge. Not really grunging it up, just ink it to match the rest. I know when I put that card on there, Caroline, all I thought was she's going to think this album's for her. And how fitting that it says Wholesale Florist. There we go. So our album cover and those couple of inside pages are done. And like I said, I'm going to go through the other one. I decided not to do the rest on camera. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny because I didn't even expect that. Because let me tell you what, there is a walkthrough of the original album, and I'm going to walk through it with you for really quick now, and then I want to show you next Thursday's project. So the original one, if you haven't seen this project or gone to the walkthrough, there's a walkthrough, and of course, then there's the cover tutorial, which I refer you back to use the wedding album. It's a half a size bigger, but I give those measurements in the video because the album cover is created the same way. This is Heartfelt Creations. And then I did do some ink or some paint splatters, and that's where I took the brush and just splattered it on the paper. It is a little bit messy, but it's fun to do. And then again, I did just use My Colors cardstock for my matting. And so I'll just put, again, this is that Tim Holtz. I'll just put that one in there, and I got hot glue everywhere. So we'll turn that glue off. And again, Heartfelt Creations, that's the butterfly die. And inside, I just do a lot of double matting on my cut aparts, and then I pop them on the foam tape. So if you do that, and Tim Holtz, and these are, which are back in stock, the album dies. The tags, it's called Tags, Albums and Tags die from Heartfelt Creations. It's literally the only one I use now. Absolutely love it. And I know a lot of you have bought it, so it's the only ones you use too. Again, same thing. And then these are the smaller ones. So there's 2 sets on the website, the Heartfelt Creations Albums and Tags, and then tickets and tags. So your tickets and tags are going to be your smaller, and the album. It does come with the die for the inset. And when I tell you I use this all the time, it sits here. I'm not kidding. It literally sits right on my desk, and the die to do the inside, and this is the tag. It's the best investment I've ever made. Thank you, Caroline. And then these are the smaller. And again, you have the inset that is your matting. So you just run them through your machine. Couldn't have been quicker. And then you've got cute little elements with the ticket and tag ones. And you even have the tag toppers. Can you see the outline there? Super, super usable dies. I love usable dies. And then I just did the mirroring. This was the bigger nest that you saw me just put on the cover from that packet of memoirs of Tim Holtz. 12 by 12. I used the top, and then I used the bottom. And this is again in the walkthrough. Yeah, well, Carolyn, we got to keep you busy and at home. Graphic 45. This is it's this die. It's the one with the folder. It's their folder die. There we go. It is on the website. Then just take your cut apart, and again, I double mat it. Just cut it 1/8 of an inch all the way around for each size. Tim Holtz. And you just make your ticket using your tickets and tags die. You can get all kinds of fun, different tags, and you don't have to buy them anymore. And that's where I use those other Prima flowers. But this time I used them all on the cover. Just your ivory artisan cardstock. Again, Tim Holtz from that package. So you're going to get a lot of use from that package. See, it's really pretty. It had a lot of, I loved it, unique. So we did this one with the other frame from Simple Stories, and you've all seen this, and you've all been making it. And I showed you last week how to create a lot of different ones. And then, of course, Sally showed you one. That's a sneak peek. So let me tell you, that tutorial will be out, but it won't be out till June. She got the prototype. She wasn't supposed to show them, but you know Sally. So I'll explain more of that as we get closer to the time, because it's a special collection. It's not a special collection. It's a special project I did for Echo Park. So you guys will be able to see that soon. So there you go. Now I want to show you next Thursday's project. And you don't have to have the same paper, but also I got to get this finished for you. So let me show you the inside of the box. So the inside of your box is going to have these dividers. Okay. So this is the prototype. Yes, it was hilarious, but I couldn't believe she did that. And then if you did get the Craftology box or you purchased the 8x8s, then we're going to create these greeting cards next Thursday. I don't do a lot of cards, but I really loved this collection, and it was perfect for cards. These are just your 49 and Market Flowers. In your Craftology box, you have yellow. These are the whites. Oh, you're welcome. And so we're going to make these and our box. I'm already losing my voice. So there's two of those that kind of sit at a angle. And then I'm out of camera, aren't I? The two long and skinny ones. And this is one of those poppet. You know, the little, they're just fun. Let me tell you, they're fun. So this is another tall, skinny. And then you'll be able to just add them to your box. And this is my favorite. Add a photo, then you can send it off. How fun is that? Like I said, what a cute Mother's Day gift, right? I know. Can you believe it's Easter week and we're going in May? Phew, time is flying. So these two will sit. Let me close them. There we go. So next Thursday, this is what we're going to make. And I got to finish the box. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for joining me. And don't forget to post pictures of your finished album on Scrapbookers. And the drawing for the golden egg, if you had a golden egg in your order, is on Saturday the 16th. And the time will be posted in Scrapbookers. Or watch for the YouTube video to come up. And you don't have to be present. And we'll give you until the 19th, Tuesday the 19th, to claim your number because there was tickets in there. So don't fret. Don't worry. We're not going to, we know everybody got tickets. Whoever got tickets, you'll see your number posted and then you'll be able to claim it. So thanks, everybody, and have a wonderful weekend. And I think Bonnie's live tomorrow. See y'all next week.